Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The name is JH. We are going to get right into the video. No fancy stuff going on before that. No high and low voice. No, 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 no. Okay, enough with that. Listen, people are pretty upset about the post office letting them go during the holidays or right after the holidays. So I just wanted to clarify a few things um, because I'm not in it to dispute or debate with people, just so that there's no misunderstanding. And hopefully, this message will get out to the people. Number one, anything that happened to the people that lost their positions this year, it happened the same thing last year. Um, I did mention that there was a possibility probably about 2, 3 months ago in the video. The problem is a lot of people do not listen to the video thoroughly through, and then they say, oh well, Jay, listen, um, this is BS. They hired us on with the interpretation that we were going to be 360 employees, PSEs, so on and so forth. Well, if I never mentioned it before, let me mention it now. Whether you're a PSE, which is a postal support employee, whatever craft, a mail handler assistant, a CCA, which is a city carrier assistant, at any given moment, you can be let go due to a lack of work. Or you will be separated from the company during your 5 day break in service after your 360 term. Where does this say this at, Jay? It says it in every union handbook on the actual page. It's usually the third or fourth paragraph down when you apply. So I get a lot of people that, oh, you're just defending the post office. No, I don't speak on behalf of the post office. I speak on behalf of me, my experience, your experiences, people all around this country, the thousands, the tens of thousands of messages, the people that I've spoken with, and what I've realized is that people with their instant gratification and they just want to watch a video. And the problem that I've noticed was this, and I'll be very clear in my speaking. Um, People don't utilize critical thinking. Critical thinking is hard to teach, okay? And it's even harder to learn. They try to teach these skills in high school and college, so on and so forth. But some people say it cannot be taught at all. All right. Critical thinking is needed in order to navigate today's world as a whole. Um, it means that you have a firmer understanding in your own personal beliefs. But you have to um, know that with critical thinking, it's not just having your own beliefs. And this is the part that a lot of people don't want to hear. You have to also be open and willing to accept information that goes against your own personal beliefs in order to make changes as needed. This is not easy. The problem that I'm seeing is that people use emotional intelligence or emotional thought process, emotions versus reality. I've always said this to my kids. I make this thing up, and people don't think it's true, but I say that women react off of emotion. Don't get in the comment section and start arguing about that. And men tend to work on. But anyway, let's focus. Um, the problem that I'm seeing is that people use emotional intelligence versus reality, and this is it ties into something that you probably heard it on the news. You probably have experienced it. It's something that we call confirmation bias. Okay? Confirmation bias. And the definition of confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, favor, and interpret data in a way that reinforces your own beliefs and your own values. Confirmation. You want your bias to something that confirm what you already believe. I believe that I'm, Men with beards are beautiful. So I go search on a search engine and say, hey, men with beards, are men with beards beautiful? You know what's going to pop up in the search engine? A bunch of stuff confirming what I just asked. It defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose of you. Anyway, the problem when confirmation bias uh, is what actually happens to your mind. When the information that we interpret as true or believe is true or feel is true to us is called into question. Jay, let me tell you something. Beards suck. Men with beards look ugly. You know what it's going to do to me? It's going to trigger my brain to go into fight or flight mode. This causes us to automatically get into defense. What the hell you mean? My beard's beautiful. Our, our most strongly held beliefs tend to get interwoven with our own emotions. Does that make sense? Um, when 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 we hold something dear to us, that controls how we act. And our own identity starts falling over to everybody. Like Jay's the guy with the beard. This is why we take things so personal. But once you work through and understand that this is not the case, then and only then can true critical thinking be the forefront for your decisions and your thought process. The key is to search for information and not advice. Brings me back to what I've said from way back last year. I provide information, not advice. Um, what I mean by this is when you search, you have to search for undiluted truths and facts, not something that is going to appease to who you are. I don't want to break it down too much more than that. And then when you find those facts, you form your own thoughts and opinions about them. Uh, the many downfalls of instant gratification society that we live in, and I hear you guys say, you heard me say instant gratification before, is that we want things here and now, including understanding, but people don't watch videos to the end. I watch people post comments in videos that I talk specifically about that. I say in a video, this video is about CCA life, period. That means how much they're going to make, how many hours they're going to work, so on and so forth. And then in the comments section, hey man, how much do CCAs make? Well, did you watch the video? You want that instant gratification because you wanted to post a comment and wanted me to respond to you directly instead of understanding the whole context of the video. I look and see the data and notice that people only watch out of a 10-minute video 6 minutes of the video. Oh, you didn't get to the point. Everything I speak has to do with the point. Understanding is it is something that doesn't come easy or fast. You have to understand that. It doesn't come easy or fast. The most complicated topics, like the ones I talk about in my video, require you to take a comprehensive approach. You have to try to comprehend what I'm saying. And I break things down so meticulous that people get bored. But then they ask the same questions later, or they're shocked and surprised when they say, well, I didn't know that a PSC could get you let go. We're not holiday help. It specifically says PSCs can be released if there is no work. Same concept with mail handlers, assistants, so on and so forth. I don't know how else to make this work when I talk about these things. But I tell people to do their own research. I tell people to do their own research. You don't have to just listen to Jay. Research. You have Nick. You have Dave. You have every. There's a creator for every topic. But do your own research and see if you have a question. Ask those questions. If this is going to be a life change for you, and people say, well, I don't know if it's going to be a life change for me. Well, then I also read people say, I quit my job of 5 to 7 years for this. I would not until I did research. Jay, and if that was a choice that I was going to make, I want all the information about that specific job before I quit a job for 5 to 7 years. Jay, I'm going to invest in cryptocurrency. I got 10 grand and I'm a boom, throw it in cryptocurrency. I don't know nothing about it, but I'm going to just give my money to them. Heck nah. I want to know what's booming, when's it booming, how's it booming, when's the time to invest, when should I pull it out, what's the stuff, what is it? I want all the information. This is where people with their instant gratification, it doesn't work for them because they want the here and then now, but they don't want to put the work in. They want the big paychecks, they want the instant gratification, but you don't want to put the work in. I don't understand that. Research is a carefully detailed and systematic approach to studying a specific problem with the post office, which I do, and I've talked about it. Issue with the post office that I've talked about. Concerns that I've had with the post office and the managers and what we're doing and what we're not doing. And then I apply my own experiences. And the people that talk to me, the viewers, the people that call me, I apply that to form these informational videos properly to share with you. Never once did I say I knew all, and nor do I claim to know all the answers. If anybody knows and everybody watches my videos, my typical go-to word is, I don't know about that. Let me do some research and get back to you. That's what I do. I do some research and get back to you. I did some research. And if anybody that has gone through this process and you lost your job, does it take a genius to figure out what happened? No. Did the post office specifically hire you to fire you? No. Somebody said they don't use the data to find out what the mail volume is going to be like. Nobody can estimate the future. We know every year mail volume is heavy during the holiday season. That's right. We know that a flower shop's heaviest time of year is when? Valentine's Day. But does that mean throughout the rest of the year they're going to have a heavy flow? Who knows? They had heavy flows last year and the year before. Why? Because people were passing away, right? And people needed flowers for those funerals. That's not a common thing. We don't know if people are going to continue to need to, the mail was there. So did they purposely just drag you in and then say, hey, let's fire you? It cost them $2,500 to hire you. You probably made $2,500 when you were there. It cost them $5,000 and you only made $2,500. Do you think they pulled you in for that? No. But what do we know right now? If you go on the eCareers thing and you check it out for yourself, what do they need the most? I see ARCs, System Rural Carriers, RCAs, Rural Carrier Associates, and CCAs. I went and clicked 15 different states, and 95% of the positions that are posted right now are carriers. So what did the people do when they said, look, we can't offer you no more work here, but we can offer you work doing this? People said, nah, that's BS. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I ain't mad at you. But don't hold me or say, hey, Jay, don't give me that BS. The post office didn't know. Hey, nobody can determine the future. Last year, this time, they continued to have a steady mail flow. This year, they didn't. It wasn't justified to hold people. Maybe they'll call you back. Maybe they won't. Who knows? But they did offer another position. Do you want the position? No. I implore everybody just to keep applying. If you don't want to apply because you had a bad experience, that's understandable. If you want to share your negative experiences online in the comment section, that's understandable. But please, when you make a negative comment, understand that I've seen it all. I'm just going to analyze your comment and then give you a comment right back. And there's nothing negative that you can really say that's going to throw me for a loop because I hear it every day. I work around 800 people. I talk to thousands all over the country. I collect my data from what you just heard me do, from everybody. Now, if we want to win, let's win. But don't hold me as if I did something wrong. I provide that information. Whether or not you chose to utilize that information, again, it's on you. It's 2022. Nobody's going to bring Jay down. I want everybody to win. You zim it? This is JH, and if you made it to the end of the video, oh man, let me find something here. Oh, yeah. Candle. What is this? Caramel candle. Yeah, it smells pretty good. Type caramel candle if you made it to the end of the video. JH with a little bit of random, direct, indirect thought process for anybody, and possibly some information for those that are seeking employment. Do your research. Analyze everybody. Use your own critical thinking, and then try to put it together for yourself. Jay can only do what he can do. That's all I can do. And I'll continue to provide the information. Whether you like the information or you don't like the information, you can't be mad at me for providing the information. If it doesn't fit your narrative, sorry. JH. We out here.